A Philadelphia Inquirer columnist. He's covered the 76ers for nearly 20 years.
A phenomenal columnist from the Philadelphia Inquirer. He's also a great author.
Put down some thoughts about my relationship with him and what he meant to me. Why don't I send them to you? You can take a look at them.
Mike Sielski. Mike, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
You left out my charm and good looks, Rob.
Hello, Chatterbucks. This is Sean Rafferty here. Mike Sielski recently came into West this week and got to talk about some of the aspects of the way that he does his life and how he does his work.
Invented until the present day. And then chapter 2 was about the curveball, and chapter 3 was about the knuckleball, and so on and so forth. And I
thought it was pretty cool. And after he was done talking, we got a little interview segment. Hello, West. This is Sean Rafferty. We're on Chatterbucks. And who am I here with today?
Mike Sielski, sports columnist from the Philadelphia Inquirer and local author.
What made you get into sports journalism? It could have been from a young age. Just when did you know you wanted to do it?
Well, I was a big Philly sports fan when I was young. And then when I got to college, I started writing for my student newspaper. And I realized that writing brought me a lot of joy. I felt really good when I had finished writing something that I was proud of, and that has stuck with me ever since.
Did you have any journalism influences growing up, just like reporter-wise?
Yeah, so I read the Philadelphia Inquirer every morning when I was a kid, and they had a columnist at the time named Bill Lyon, who I loved. And as it turned out, I ended up meeting him and forming a friendship, a mentor-mentee relationship with him that lasted 25 years. He's been the biggest influence on my career.
That's amazing. So you would say he's mentored you and taught you things along the way?
Yes, very much so. A great human being. He passed away in 2019, but a great human being, a great writer. I owe a ton of what I've been able to do in my career to him.
That's really cool. Thank you for sharing. So I know you talked about the Jake Voracek moment, so I'm just going to follow on that. Would you say that's your most humbling moment as a reporter, sports reporter?
It was definitely my most infamous moment. I don't know if it humbled me all that much. Yeah, I mean, he called me what he called me.
Feels different. I mean, we got 4 points after the first 2 games. I wasn't even going to answer your question because you are such a weasel. It's not even funny.
But you know what? It happened a long time ago, and occasionally someone brings it up, but I don't think about it very much anymore. And the criticism that I got generally came from sources where I could kind of dismiss it. The Flyers themselves never held that against me. They never criticized me for what I had written or for how Jake had reacted to me, so I don't think about it very much.
What was your best moment like talking to an athlete? Maybe they opened up to you personally and it was a conversation that stuck with you. Do you have anything in mind?
Yeah, so years ago, when I was still working at the Intelligencer in the Bucks County Courier-Times, I did a long interview with Brian Dawkins when he was still playing for the Eagles about the fact that he and his wife had twins, and the twins were born prematurely, and it took an immense toll on their family and an immense toll on Brian specifically and his training and the way he prepared himself to play in the NFL. And it was the first time he had opened up about that to anyone. And I felt very privileged at the time that he would trust me to tell that story. And I still think about that a lot, that I was proud to get him to talk about that subject at that time in his life.
You're on WIP radio. I was just wondering what your experience is with that and how you like it, or if you don't really like it.
I love it. I'm on every Saturday from 10 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon with my partner, Rob Ellis. We try to do the kind of show that's a little bit different from everything else on the station. We don't want to yell and scream. We don't want to offer hot takes. We want to be a little smarter, a little lighter, a little funnier, and we just want people to kind of welcome us into their cars or their homes, kind of like we're just two guys who they enjoy listening talk.
And then I know you said you talked about Howard Eskin a little earlier, so I also want to follow up on that. I know you said you didn't like the way that he worked, and you were honest about that and wrote a segment about it. Do you guys still have personal problems today? Does he ever reach out? Do you ever hear anything along the way at work? Maybe I know he doesn't work there anymore, but maybe something gets out.
I have not heard anything from Howard. I wrote a column a few weeks ago that was very critical of him and the way he did his job. I stand by everything I wrote. Very similar to the Voracek thing. I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about him or anything like that. I have a job to do as a columnist for the Inquirer. I have to weigh in on topics and subjects that the public is interested in related to sports. That was certainly a topic that there was a lot of public interest in. I wrote what I felt. That's that.
And thank you for this interview, Mr. Sielski. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks for watching this week's Chatterbucks. This has been Sean Rafferty and Jordan Blazik. We appreciate you, and we'll keep the videos coming. Thank you.